Hello everybody, my name is EDQ and welcome back to Let's Play Spyro the Dragon. In the previous video, we defeated the boss of this world, Blowhard, and today, we're going to be going into the Beastmaker world. Now, something I want to point out real quick, this video was originally recorded with live commentary. However, I did not like the way my commentary ended up when I was originally recording this video, so I'm going to be redoing it in post-commentary. Yeah! So without further ado, let's ride the balloon and go into the Beastmaker world. So now we're in the Beastmaker world. I gotta be honest, I really like this area. This area looks really cool, and I actually really like the music in this area, even though I've kind of criticized the soundtrack in this game. I really like the song in this area. I really like how they blend in the music with the natural animal sounds that you hear in the swamp. I really like how they kind of blended those two together into the song. But I do have a problem with this area. The rest of the game kind of emphasizes on the idea of areas further off the distance would become less detailed rather than just fade out altogether. This area kind of goes against that, and for the most part, the next couple levels we'll be doing will also do that. But this area kind of goes against that. Now, I do understand that it is nighttime and you can't really see in the dark. But the thing is, this area kind of goes against what this game is trying to establish, with making areas off the distance be less detailed, rather than fade them out altogether.
Nasty Nork is turning our swamp into an electrified junk heap. And it used to be so beautiful.
I'm sure it was.
I can never tell if Spyro is being sarcastic or serious right there, because he sounds like he's being serious, but at the same time, Spyro is usually like a sarcastic character, so I can never really tell if he's being sarcastic or serious right there. He probably is being serious, and it just might be me imagining things, but I can never tell. These Warthog enemies, these may seem simple now, but believe me, in the next video, they are going to be a pain in the butt. They don't really do that much that we haven't seen before. All you need to do is blow fire on them, and they will go away. So yeah, that's basically it. Charge attacks will not work against them, you just need to breathe fire. Now, what I really like about those tree stumps over there is that you can breathe fire on them, but the useful thing about them is that they don't actually do anything. You can breathe fire on them, and they'll turn dark, but they don't do anything. I don't think they even take the burns off of them, like the cacti in the Clifftown area. I think that's where it was. They don't really do anything aside from just being there, so they're kind of like a little useless detail, but I cannot talk right now. So now we're going to be going over this way. There's a purple crate thing right there. I don't actually think I got over what those things do. If you break open those purple things that have eyeballs in them, and you collect the dragon statue, you gain another life. I think I did explain the concept of how lives work in this game. Like, if you die, you go back to the checkpoint being the start of the level or the previous dragon you've rescued. But I didn't actually really go over what happens if you get a game over, because in the next video I actually did get a game over. Now, I did edit that out, but I did get a game over, so I kind of want to take this time to explain how a game over works in this game. How that works is, when you get a game over, you get to keep your gems. You get to keep your gems that you've already collected, and you get to keep your gems that you collected, and that's basically just how it works. But the thing is, you go back to the hub world. Like, if we were to die in Dark Hollow, we would be taken back to the Artisan world, and while we get to keep our gems, we'd have to go back through the world, and all the enemies would respawn. All the chests would be open, would remain, I think. So you'd have to break them open and defeat the enemies to really see which enemies you really did defeat before. So that can really lead to confusion if you weren't quite sure which enemies you did and did not defeat. I like going across this temple right here. There's really no purpose in doing that, because the only gems that are on here were the ones I already got. But I like going on top of this temple. It's kind of cool. There's a platform off in the distance we're going to have to go to later. While I was recording this video in live commentary, I got the gems over there, and I was all like, yeah, I got these gems, and how do I get over to the thing over there? And then I got over there, and I was like, huh, I probably should have gone here first, because you can see the stump over there, and then you can just glide over to the stumps we're currently on now. Getting back onto the mainland can be a bit of a pain, because obviously the green slime stuff is evil, and it's very deadly. The texture for the slime, it actually reminds me of this other game I Let's Played. If anybody saw my Let's Play of Toy Story 2, the PlayStation game, if anybody saw my Let's Play of that, you may remember that there was one boss fight. There was like a trash can, and there was a slime. There's a slime monster inside of it, so... the texture for the green death water reminds me of the slime boss from the Toy Story 2 game. I find myself continuously mentioning that game, the Toy Story 2 game. It's probably because it's the only other PlayStation game that I've ever Let's Played, and I just, in my current mindset, this is going to be like the last PlayStation game that I Let's Play for a while. I do have a few ideas for a couple other games, but I don't really actually own that many many PlayStation games. Like I do own Tomb Raider and this game obviously, but I don't actually own that many PlayStation games, and the other ones I do own, they wouldn't really make that great of a Let's Play. Like Tomb Raider, that is a fun game, but I don't think it would be that great for a walkthrough. And the only other game I can think of off the top of my head is like Sim Theme Park. That's kind of like a roller coaster tycoon type game, but the problem is there's this one character who will appear at the corner of the screen every couple minutes, who will give you like a status update. Like if anybody remembers Roller Coaster Tycoon, there are these text bubbles that would appear whenever like a ride would break down, or a guest would be missing, or a roller coaster crashed. But in Sim Theme Park, if something like that happened, then a little character would appear on the corner of the screen and would vocally tell you. Like verbally tell you what's going on. And this can be very irritating because he'll appear like 20 times a minute, and it can be like super irritating, so I'm not quite sure if that game would make that great of a Let's Play. And if I were to do that game, it would not be for a couple of years, because I have a lot of ideas for games, that I want to do. A lot of games that I'm planning, that I'm currently writing down notes for, but I still cannot talk. Most of the games that I'm writing down notes for actively today, not today, but like nowadays that I'm recording this video, those games are not things I'm going to be doing for like a couple years or so. Either it's a really large game and it's going to take a couple years to plan everything out, just like Epic Mickey, or I have other things in mind that I want to do first, and it's just going to take me a while to get around to doing the games. Actually, I just finished writing notes for another game. There's this one game that I just finished writing the notes for Pikmin 3, and I'm really excited to start getting around to doing that game, because that's a game that won the 100 subscriber voting thing. So I'm really excited to start that game, because I really love Pikmin 3. It's a really fun game.
Spyro, it's great to see you, but I've got to go.
That dude looks exactly like the other dragon that we rescued. Like, he just looks like a green version of the other dragon. So, without further ado, we are going to be going into the flight mission now. Now, the flight mission, normally I just do those in post-commentary, but because I'm doing this entire video in post-commentary, I'm just going to just continue my commentary as normal, because that's the way I do videos. I do commentary over them. I never really talked about that animation right there of the gems flying out of the chest and appearing in the other one. It's actually kind of a cool animation. It looks really awesome. So this flight mission is pretty difficult if you don't know what you're doing. I'm not entirely sure what the set path for you to take is. Like, I know for the previous one that we encountered, we had to go for the planes first, but as usual, I'm going to be doing this my way. So I like going for the boats first, and then going for the gates. Some people might take a couple times going around this area, to either taking care of the gates and then the boats, and then the treasure chests. But the thing is, I like to try to take care of all of them as fast as I can. destroy the gates and then destroy the boats in a continuous manner. So after we get all that, we'll be going through here, through those areas to get to the treasure chest. Now, if you miss these treasure chests, it's not that big of a deal. Like if you missed the gate or the boats a moment ago, that would be a big deal because you have to go all the way around again, and just waste a lot of time. But it's not that big of a deal if you miss the treasure chest. You can just circle back around them because you have to do it anyway to get all the planes here. Which reminds me, this is actually kind of a big reason why I don't actually like this flight mission that often, because there are planes and boats. Both are pretty difficult to get on their own, but the fact that you have to get them both in the same playthrough can be pretty difficult, because the planes and the boats on their own are hard to get on the same run. But the fact that you have to get them both in the same run, that makes the flight mission pretty difficult if you don't know what you're doing. But if you have skills like me, then it's going to take you half an hour to get through here, because I had to remove like half an hour. I had to remove like 30 minutes worth of footage because I kept filling the flight mission. But anyway, now that we've gotten all those gems and completed the flight mission, we're going to end this video off here. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video of Spyro the Dragon. Next time, we'll be taking care of the Misty Bog. And until next time, we'll gear to you. Oh yeah.